The WK 267 admit dismiss report is a form that was designed specifically for internal use. It wouldn't be something that you would give to a parent or a lead-in, but it is something that can help you track the admissions and dismissals or move-ins, move-outs, transfers, or whatnot of people within your agency and on your caseloads. And so this is a form that is a lot of times used by providers to notify their MIS person that someone has come or gone from their caseload. So to use this form, it's pretty simple. This is a form that was adopted from an agency who used it and had quite a bit of success. So what we have is the pre-population of the student information. This attendance building is blank because obviously there is not one on my demo student, but this can be used, and this reminds you here that if the student's being admitted and dismissed, you don't have to fill out two forms. So an example of this would be if a student is changing exceptionalities and also dismissing speech as a related service. So you can use this to notify for both of those things. So on the admittance information, you've got admittance here and dismissal information here, and you can check a reason. We design it with radio buttons, so that way it's not confusing. You're not checking more than one. So is it a new placement, someone who's returning, moving from outside, transferring within the cooperative, or other, and you can list that here. Again, on here, this is the primary exceptionalities if we're dismissing, or a secondary exceptionality. If we're dismissing that, you would just indicate which one you're dismissing. And then if you're dismissing from a related service, you can list that here. And of course, if we don't have the most common one, you can always type it in below. Or if you want to have your providers explain, they can put this in the box here. So this is the attendance date for someone who moves in, the date first of attendance, and what their previous United School District was. And then for dismissal, same thing. What are the reasons for dismissal? What is the reason or secondary, primary exceptionality related service they're being dismissed from? And then I think the only thing different on this side, it's got the unverified, and not everyone's familiar with that, but that's for those kiddos they've been gone 10 or more days. You don't know where they are. As the MIS person, they're going to want to know that student has or hasn't shown up so they can do some follow-up. So that's a good way to communicate that with providers. Listing the primary provider here, that will automatically populate if there is one, and then a related service provider you can list here at the bottom. So that way that the MIS person is aware of all the people involved with the student. That again is called the admit and dismiss report. Can be used internally, and one of the best ways to use it is just to email it straight from here to the MIS person. Some people still print it out and send it on a band, but it's a great way to keep track of that, especially if you're doing electronic files instead of paper files.